People attract what they think, and this is the reason that people often feel stuck. I'm going to share a quick lesson with you that helped me, and it made me become a Silver Method trainer, and maybe this will be helpful for you. About 11 years ago, I was at the worst place in my life, and I really wasn't doing well in my corporate job. It was in a new role, in a new company, in a new state. I just moved to Australia, so a new country, and it was in a new industry, and I really wasn't coping, and my self-doubt started to create thoughts of self-doubt, and the more I used to think that, the worse I used to perform, because negative thoughts give negative outcomes. And then I used to get anxious about my performance, and that caused more doubt, and that caused more stress, and that caused poor performance, and the circle, as you can hear, goes round and round and just gets worse. Now what happens is, once we get into a bad place like that, we tend to feel stuck, and we don't know how to get unstuck. And I want to help you, if you're ever in that situation, how you can get unstuck. And what I'm going to share with you is exceptionally powerful, and for me, it proved to me why the Silver Method was so powerful in my life. I had many other personal development programs, and back then I couldn't get unstuck. And I'm telling you, I was in a bad way. I can say honestly, it was the worst place I'd ever been in my life. And I went from this place of afraid of being fired to becoming the top salesperson in the company, and all that turnaround. And I was really unwell, and I was sick in just 5 months. And I also mentioned 5 months, so you don't think it's 5 hours or 5 days, because there's no quick fixes. And if anyone out there is promising you a quick fix, my suggestion is, go in the opposite direction. So let me share with you exactly what happened. So why I was stuck. Well, first of all, it starts off with an experience, and this is just for you. Think of your life. If you ever stuck, or maybe you're stuck in a place right now, there's some experience which has caused you a whole lot of thoughts about it, and these thoughts are worrying, and they're negative thoughts, and they are future pacing, like what's going to happen if. And it's also past tense thinking. What have I done? Oh, that shouldn't have happened. Trying to have regret or guilt about what's happened in the past, which we cannot change, but we rethink that. And then if we have to think about the future, we then have negative thoughts as well. We are worrying. So either way, these thoughts that we have, we kind of keep repeating. And when it comes to the brain and thoughts, I have to tell you, we very, very quickly gather momentum. So once we've got this momentum, and every time you think a thought, you automatically create a feeling. Thoughts create feelings. So if they're negative thoughts and you think about what went wrong, you're going to feel bad, you're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel a sense of stress. And as we repeat this more and more, we create a belief. And this is the big problem. So if I have to draw it for you, I'd say a thought is a pattern. So let's just run it like that. A thought is a pattern, and we think it, and we think it, and we think it, and we think it. Can you get what I'm saying? It's actually a neural pathway, and with repetition, it becomes very, very ingrained. Psychology, they call it sometimes a neural net. It just means that you think the same thing over again. It's like a groove. If I had to scratch this on a piece of wood every single day, over and over in the same place, there'd be a groove in that piece of wood. And then that becomes the dominant default setting. So can you understand how dangerous it is? Once this is created, it becomes our default, because the brain, to be honest, is quite lazy, and it just thinks thoughts in similar patterns. The word pattern is really the operative word. So if we want to change our results, we have to become highly aware of what we're thinking, and the thoughts we have, and the beliefs we hold about our situation. So for me, the belief would be, I'm really struggling to get on top of this. So then once we have a belief, we start to prove it back to ourselves. And I keep finding evidence that, it's hard for me to get on top of this. That's a belief. I'm not doing as well as I want to. I'm not doing as well as I want to. I'm not doing well. A belief drives your behavior. And so it goes in a pattern. Or, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to learn this quickly enough. I don't know if I'm going to get good enough. Am I good enough? All these negative thoughts and repeated patterns start to create these strong ingrained pathways. Once we have that belief, it becomes the pattern which our default thinking lands towards. So what do? Well, this is what I call the stickman diagram. It's from Dr. Thurman Fleet. Many of you have seen me teach this in other videos. If you go to my YouTube channel, Silver Method Australia, there's a lot of videos teaching this in different ways, and you can probably teach it forever and ever and still keep learning. So let's just assume that this is the conscious mind and this is the subconscious mind. conscious, subconscious. Subconscious mind is below our level of awareness. We're not even aware. But it's the subconscious mind that is driving all our behaviors. So if you think of me back then, I wasn't really doing well and I was having these negative thoughts. I don't know if I can cope. I don't know if I can perform well. Am I ever going to get on top of this? All these thoughts of self-doubt become beliefs of self-doubt, and beliefs are in our subconscious mind, and so are our habits, and these keep driving our behavior, and we keep getting these results. And that's what stuck is. Same results over and over. And the reason that we also create the same and stay stuck is that if this was our conscious mind, where the thoughts you think right now, as you're aware of them, consciously aware, they are often influenced by our five senses. And if we just imagine 5 little antennas on our head as our 5 senses, well, if this one was eyesight and you keep looking at your results, whether it's a low bank balance, you're worried about money. Whether it's a relationship and you look at it and you find evidence that there's something wrong, or that you've just seen something that annoys you, or evidence. If it's about work and you can see something you have to do and you feel unequipped or incompetent to do it, the minute you see that, or you get an email and it triggers these emotions and feelings again, and you think that again, that's all your outside world. That's all your 5 senses gathering this information, whether we're reading it or hearing it. And this is influencing our thinking. So if I had to change the color here and just show you so it stands out, this is an X. So my beliefs at that time were X beliefs, and they were negative, and it was like, I can't do this. Let's just say it's that, a belief, I can't do this. Am I ever going to get it right? Or I don't have enough money, if it's a money situation, or my relationship's not okay, or my body is sick, whatever it may be, or I'm overweight, anything that's causing you to be stuck in a certain pattern. That becomes what we call the paradigm. It's thinking this because of the habits and beliefs. So then this is driving our behaviors, which are also going to be X, and they're going to give us our results, also X, and we don't want that. But as we're observing them with our 5 senses, they are going into our mind, and we are again thinking about it. You see, I can't do it. You see, I'm overweight. You see, my bank balance hasn't got enough money. So we find evidence. So what do we need to do? Why the Silver Method helped me back then and revolutionized my life. I'm telling you, it absolutely transformed my life. And why? There's a couple of things. One, the Silver Method is all done in dynamic meditation. I was in a very, very stressed state, and it went on for 18 months. Now what happens then, you have something called stuck stress. You're not only stuck in your life, you also have stuck stress, which creates a threshold of stress that's in your body and kind of locks you into that threshold of stress. Well, when I started to practice the Silver Method, I was doing an exercise every day, at least one. Let's just go to the bare minimum. Imagine doing it only once a day for 10 minutes. That's it. Did you know that that can change your life? It changed mine. Why? Because every time I did an exercise, like the mirror of the mind, to visualize success, I had to first close my eyes, go through the initial guidance of the meditation, which causes you to relax, the 3-2-1 method, to relax physically, mentally, and down to level 1, which is alpha. That relaxing every day slowly reversed the stuck stress. My body, through default, just by coincidence, not an even intentional thing, was retraining itself to reverse stress and become more calm and relaxed. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, I promise you, it changes your results enormously. It changed my health enormously. It reduced my stress levels enormously. My sleep improved. My feeling of a little bit more centered and feeling on top of things started to come back. My confidence started to improve. My level of optimism of waking up in the day with this dread, I don't want to go through another day, started to lift like a weight off my shoulders, like a black cloud. I thought, I feel like I'm getting on top of things. That's just from one of the side benefits, doing it in meditation and being unstuck. The other thing is the cancel technique in the Silver Method I learned. So every time I used to have this thought of negative and creating this negative belief, like I hate my job and I'm not doing well and I think I can't cope, I used to go cancel, And then what? And then think a different thought. A different thought. Negative thought again, cancel. I can do this. New thought. I don't think I can cope. Cancel. Somehow, some way I can learn this. New thought. And eventually this becomes the new neuro pathway ingrained, and that one kind of fades out. So that's another technique called mental house cleaning in the Silver Method. So everything in our life is actually a neuro pathway, and with repetition becomes this ingrained like neural net that runs the same patterns. We need a pattern interrupter. I just mentioned the cancel technique. You can use that right now. Just make sure that you do two things. Cancel, and overwrite it with a positive statement, because you need to create that new one. Now, if you're with people and it's happening in conversation, you can't say it out loud, cancel, I can do this, people might think you're a bit strange, but you do it in your mind and it's just as effective. And if someone else is negative or speaking like in terms of disaster, it's affecting you too and causing you to increase your stress. There again, in your mind, go cancel, and overwrite with a positive statement. Everything will be okay. I will be all right, whatever it may be. Things are getting better and better. Then we have to actually create new experiences, new feelings to create new beliefs. So imagine this flow down. The only way we're going to change our results is to change this flow down. Well, my friends, that's why visualizing is so powerful. That's why the top performers in the world use visualization. It's so powerful. They've scientifically proven it's more powerful than real life eye-open experience. Can you believe that? They train Olympic athletes or the top basketball players, 75% eyes closed, mental rehearsal, and only 25% eyes open on the court or running or whatever it may be, because it's more effective. So when I got the Silver Method, I started doing something called the mirror of the mind. You close your eyes and you visualize your current situation that you don't really enjoy, that's the problem, in a blue frame, rub it out, shift it slightly to the left, change that frame to white, make it bright and colorful, the image, and you see yourself successful or in the solution. So for me, I was visualizing people high-fiving me at work, saying well done. I don't even know what it was in detail. I just used the high-fiving and the happy place and people saying well done, Jean, because if they're saying well done, something's got to be going right. And I did that every day. Now, the mind is so powerful, and the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. So every time I did that in my imagination, I was creating a new experience. The brain can't tell that it's real. I was creating new thoughts of being successful, positive, feeling good about it, being on top of things, getting that strong, confident feeling back, seeing myself healthy, seeing myself confident is so important. And I felt those feelings. And you know what? With repetition, I was changing my belief. And as I said, the minute you change your belief, so let's just change that from the bad X that I was having to maybe a Y, from all the visualizing of Y in my imagination, I was starting to get Y behaviors and automatically creating Y results. And in 5 months, I became the top salesperson in the company, and I achieved 187% of my sales target, and the next year over 211%, and I did that every year for 4 years until I left. That's not coincidence. And I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this to help you. I'm telling you this to share with you how powerful the Silver Method was in my life. And I can honestly say, from back then, 11 years ago to today, my life has honestly got better and better over time. In every area, my health, my financials, my fulfillment, my life purpose, my relationships, my success, everything. My spirituality, everything. So my friends, if you want to know more, there's a class coming up. The details are below. I urge you, if you want to know more about the Silver Method, visit silvermethodaustralia.com.au or call me. I'll always take a call and I'm happy to talk to you. But this, I have to say, has got to be the most powerful personal development and mind development course, hands down, on the planet, with over 22 years of research, all scientifically proven. It changed my life, and I became a trainer because I'm so passionate about it, and I want to help as many people as I can change theirs. So I'm just saying to you, there's no need to be stuck. You can change your life, and so you should. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. Hope that's been helpful. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.